What's up, you guys? It's Xamry, and tonight I am making this video as a response to questions that a particular individual had submitted, and this was his idea of a video, like an Ask Xamry type of thing. So, yeah, for now, he was the only person who submitted questions because honestly, he was the only person who knew that I was going to do this. But yeah, I like being asked questions, so sure, let's roll with it. So the first question he had to ask was, what are my favorite horror movies? This is going to be a pretty disappointing answer. I really don't have much to say when it comes to that one, only because I was exposed significantly to the horror genre relatively recently, and it's only been about 2 years of me maybe catching up on 2 or 3 of the films. But for now, I gotta say that I enjoyed The Conjuring 2. I haven't seen the first one, but you know, I made a review of it back in the summer when it was out, and it was a very good film. Another film that I enjoyed was Don't Breathe, and that one had some elements of shock for me, but it was still a very good, film to just see. So sorry that I don't have a more in-depth answer for you, but it's just I don't choose to watch horror movies. They're just not my favorite go-to thing. And honestly, the only reason I caught up in these films is because my boyfriend had the idea, hey, let's go see this movie and la la la, or I'm about to check this out, do you want to come, this and that, so sure. Then the other question was my favorite movies in general. Well, my favorite movies in general are superhero movies. I love my Marvel superheroes. The X-Men are my favorites, and back in November, I made a video in which I described which one I prefer, like of the studios, DC or Marvel, and of course I said Marvel. So yeah, the X-Men are my favorite. My favorite movie was Days of Future Past, and I am so terribly sad that The Last Stand exists, but fortunately Days of Future Past exists so that we can sort of undo the existence of The Last Stand, as impossible as that is, but it's a good attempt. I also enjoy the Harry Potter saga. However, if you were to sit down with me and try to have a conversation about Harry Potter, I will sound very ignorant because I cannot name things by name a lot of the time, given that most of these films I only watched once. And my favorite film had been The Prisoner of Azkaban until I saw the last 2. I enjoyed a lot of stuff on the last 2, although that's an unpopular opinion because many people had their issues with the way the movie ended, but I never read the books, so I have no way of telling what people are talking about. But I'm just speaking from memory of what I saw. The Harry Potter universe, their conflict, their magic, it was enjoyable for me. So that's why I say I like those movies. My favorite musical groups are NSYNC when they were, relevant, and Evanescence. Really, Evanescence, I want to say that I'm over them now. Amy Lee puts out stuff occasionally. Like recently, she put out a song called Love Exists, inspired by some Italian chick. Pretty good cover, but it's just, I don't feel like that music is just suitable for me anymore. Like, I used to play their stuff on repeat for days straight, but now it's like I have come across stuff that just I feel better with or more appealed to. So, Garbage is also another good band, but I only like a few select of their songs. I cannot say like NSYNC and Evanescence that I have more than 5 tracks that I can name and know the lyrics to. With Garbage, I only know 2 of their songs. So, yeah. Linkin Park was also another band that I listened to considerably. And I listened to them in depth back in 2008. And then I discovered more of their music as I dug around more. But like Evanescence, they're kind of like old for me now, so I don't listen to them. And then solo artists, Justin Timberlake and Ruben Blades, or Ruben Blades. He's a salsa singer. His music is excellent because he sings about the troubles in society. And I think that it's awesome that he can arrange such beautiful music, like instrumentals and everything, but at the same time deliver a powerful message. I like it when music and movies and art are productive. And what I mean by that is that they try to promote ways that we can better ourselves as a civilization. So that's why I admire Ruben deeply. And then Justin, of course, his vocals are powerful, his beats are great. So yeah, I know more than 5 songs. And for Ruben, I know definitely over 10. So, and this guy who was submitting his questions, he said that I am a bibliophile. Honey, what if I told you that I have not read more than 3 books from start to finish? And when I was in middle school, we had this thing where you would get tested for reading your books. And you had to read so many books and hit a certain score in order for you to pass. But I had this talent of just skimming through it and somehow land on the pages that had important info, and somehow God blessed me with passing those reading tests of the books I would check out. But see, I'm not a book reader, but somehow I know a lot, and somehow I stay in touch and can learn quickly. And textbooks I do refer to. I used to refer to them more often years ago when I was still in school. But nowadays, the way I educate myself is more with, I have a question and I find somebody to talk to, or that somebody will hook me up with something that they read or saw at the time to better inform themselves, or they will tell me something to watch. Oh, go on YouTube and watch so-and-so, and they have good information on this thing, and they break it down really well. I guess the era of like YouTubers and all that has influenced me to where I don't grab a book anymore. And when I do go to a library, rarely is to print something. I know that's very bad on my part, but I just don't feel books anymore. Now, if I were to read something, I cannot do ebooks. I need to physically hold the book. And newspapers, I never go to the website and read articles there. I still like to physically touch the newspaper, even though flipping through it can get confusing because you start the story on the front page, but then you have to go to like 5A to read the rest of it. I always asked my mom for help reading the newspaper when I was younger. I didn't understand how my grandfather could read it. To me, I'm like, why does he read something and then he doesn't see the ending and he catches up to it later? Yeah, that frustrated me from newspapers. But anyway, also finally, places I would like to visit. Definitely Canada, definitely the Netherlands, and definitely Egypt. Just because I remember being so drawn to their pyramids and everything. But I put a huge asterisk by it because the weather would very easily turn me off. I can't do the heat. So, and then Australia. Because of their flora and fauna, but more the animals and their marine life. Like, I know that their coral reef is not doing too well right now, but I would love to see that. But first of all, I need to figure out if I would be a good diver, because I have problems equalizing my ears, among other things. So that would be an experience very limited for me. All right, you guys, that concludes this Q&A session, if you want to call it that. I'm gonna consider this the first Ask Xamry because they are questions that I received from a viewer. So yeah, how about if we get more of these more often and perhaps involve more people? That would be fun because I would love to hear what you guys would like to know about me. And all right, I probably said this already, but thanks so much for tuning in. And yeah, let me know if you have some more questions. See you soon.